Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode. So, hiring a coach was and is still one of the best investments that I have ever made in myself and also in my business. So, I'm pretty sure that I've told this story before about how way back when I was selling jewelry online, the first big investment that I made, and y'all, when I say big investment, I'm talking like this was $150 1 hour session that I paid for. So back then, that was a big investment. So it was a 1 hour session with someone that I truly admired in like the business space. And she also happened to have really good experience with like selling her handmade jewelry. So when she was making jewelry, she was able to get her products in stores like Macy's and like a bunch of different big retailers. And she had experience with pitching to local shops and all of these things. And she was definitely someone who I again admired in this space. And she was where I wanted to be. But at the time, I was so incredibly broke, y'all, that spending $150 just to talk to someone about business for an hour seemed absolutely insane. But I knew that I needed help, and I also knew that searching Google for hours was no longer working for me. So I really took a leap of faith, and I spent the $150, and from that 1 hour session, my business was changed in the best way possible. And I'm not even saying that just because, dramatics. It really did change my business for the better. So I learned more about how to implement like my story into the brand that I was building, which really helped with me like connecting my products to my target audience. And she also gave me a super simple strategy for pitching my products to be sold in local shops, which was a great opportunity to be able to walk into like a small store in my area and be able to see my products being sold. So it was well worth the investment, and I really didn't realize, before how much that was going to impact my business. But after that, I definitely made that money back, times 10. But also some of the same strategies that she taught me, I have been able to actually utilize over and over again over the past 8 years. But that investment also made me a believer in the importance of investing in your business and also paying for help when you feel like you need it. So since hiring her as my first coach, I have gone to hire, other people in pretty much every other area in my business that I felt like I needed help. So when I wanted to learn more about getting new clients and different ways to package up my offers, I hired a coach. When I felt like something was missing with my marketing strategy, I hired a coach. While these investments, are definitely now a lot more than an original $150 that I paid for my very first coach, they have been so worth it because it has helped me to accelerate my growth in ways that would have literally taken me years had I just decided to keep Googling things or just doing what I saw was working for everyone else. So this week, I wanted to talk with you about how to determine that you are really ready to hire a coach, that you're really ready to go all in and to make the investment. And I'm not just sharing this because I am a coach, although I would definitely be honored to work with you, but I wanted to share this because I truly see the value in getting strategic help from someone who is currently where you want to be, and also who can provide you with the guidance based on your specific areas of need. So those are the benefits of working with a coach, is you're going to be able to work with someone who is where you want to be, no matter what industry you're in, and you're also going to be able to get guidance and feedback and advice on areas of your business that are very specific to you. So I wanted to share the 3 big signs this week that are really pointing to and letting you know that it is time, baby girl, to hire a coach. All right. So sign number 1 is you're feeling stuck and overwhelmed. So back when I hired my marketing coach, shout out to Kyla Roma, you guys, is an amazing marketing coach. One of the things that really pushed me into making the investment was I felt really stuck and overwhelmed. So no matter how much I was Googling or how much I tried these different strategies, nothing seemed to be working out how I had hoped. So I wasn't getting the results that I was really hoping for and the results that I needed. And I couldn't figure out where that disconnection was happening. So with my marketing strategy that I was creating, why is it not giving me the results that I desire? So I needed someone to kind of look over my strategy, to look over my offerings, and just let me know what I could do to make my overall marketing strategy even better. And I also knew that literally just throwing strategies at the wall and then just waiting kind of to see what would stick, that was going to cause me to waste a ton of time that could have been spent on other parts of my business or spent on actual effective marketing strategies that I knew would work. So there comes a point in your business where Google is no longer working, or just seeing what everyone else is doing no longer works. And one of the great benefits of hiring a coach is that you can get advice and strategies, again, that are tailored to your specific situation. So while I am a huge fan of Google and YouTube, I will never knock those platforms because they definitely did help me to get to where I am today. Often, a lot of the information that people are sharing is more of like a one-size-fits-all strategy. But again, when you're working with a coach, you can get the feedback and strategies that are going to be tailored to your specific needs. So they're going to help you to really pinpoint the areas of your business, or even if you're hiring some like a mindset coach or a coach for homeschooling moms, they're going to be able to look at your current situation and be able to provide you with feedback on like exactly what areas you're stuck and the areas that have you overwhelmed, and they're going to be able to really pinpoint those areas so that they can, create a strategy or create a process that is going to help you to push past some of those pain points that you're experiencing. So getting unstuck and overwhelmed is literally 9 times out of 10 the one thing that's really holding a lot of entrepreneurs back from moving forward, whether it be trying out a new strategy or creating more content or launching a new offer. And one of the great things that a coach can do is to help you to work through some of those issues that you're experiencing, pinpoint exactly where that, I'm going to make up a word, that stuckness is happening, and really create a strategy to help you to be less overwhelmed moving forward. All right. So sign number 2 that it is time to hire a coach is that you're ready to get to the next level and you don't know how. So I have been in this same exact position time and time again. So a few years ago, when I really decided that coaching was going to be like my bread and butter, so it was going to be the main piece of my business and I was really going to go all in with working with clients, I didn't know how to go from offering these like one-off 1-hour sessions to creating packages that would really help me to work with more clients and also make more money as well. So I was getting clients pretty consistently, but I didn't know how to make that shift from working with them on like a 1-hour one-to-one basis to working with them for a longer period of time. And also how to effectively charge for those longer packages as well. So I hired a coach to help me to just walk through the process of getting me to the next level. So each new level you achieve in your business requires something different from you. And you've probably heard that time and time again. A different mindset, it could be a different skill set. And if you've never been at that next level before, then you don't necessarily know what is required or what to expect in order for you to get there and also thrive there. So you don't want to just get there, you want to actually thrive there. So a great coach can really lay out a solid plan for what you need to do and what you need to continue doing in order to get to that new level in your business and also maintain it. So the same strategies that you're using in level 1 won't necessarily work for you when you're trying to get to level 3. So it's important to always be a student to your craft and also in your industry and get some help to make sure that you are always on the right path. So every time I get ready to take a huge leap of faith, I'm like, okay, who can I invest in who is going to make this process a lot easier? Who can I invest in that is going to help me to get the clarity that I need? So investing in yourself and always just being a student of your craft is so incredibly important. And so the third sign that you may be ready to hire a coach is you don't have a clear vision. So I am what you would call an ideas person. So there isn't a day that goes by that I don't have this big, incredible idea that I immediately want to act on. That's great. Being that type of person is great because you're literally never out of ideas. And I truly believe that there is a special place in heaven for people just like us. But when it comes to business, that can sometimes cause a distraction. See, when you have all of these ideas for what you want to do in your business, if you're not careful, you'll find yourself touching on all of these different ideas, but never actually seeing any of them through to completion. And when that happens, the vision that you have for yourself or that you have for your life gets a little bit muffled. It gets a little bit cloudy. And when you don't have a clear vision, you can't create a clear plan. And then you end up a year down the line from now with no real progress being made. And I want you to ask me how I know, because I know from experience. So it isn't a coach's job to sit there and tell you what you should be doing, but it is a coach's job to help you to sort through some of those big ideas that you may have. So it also helps you to decide which one you want to focus on, and then guide you through like the process of making a solid plan of action so that you can begin seeing like real results. So if all of these ideas that you have, or if you're just unsure of like which path to take and it's really just starting to like cloud your vision, you can't see straight, you're really not sure of what you're like working towards or what you're aiming for, then it may be time to hire a coach who can help you to really sort through all of like these big ideas. So you guys, those are the 3 solid signs that it may be time for you to go ahead and make the investment and hire a coach. But I wanted to mention this one big mental shift that needs to take place before you begin to dive in. So you need to first shift your thinking from this is just another expense to this is an investment. So when you view hiring a coach or taking a course is simply an expense, you go into the program already with the mindset and with the thinking that, oh, this is just another cost, it costs too much money, or you start thinking, oh, I'm never going to make this money back again. And it really throws off your whole energy, and it will definitely affect how you show up in the program that you just spent money for. So, but when you think of hiring a coach as an investment, you walk into that program or walk into those sessions knowing that the goal for your time in there is to, at the very least, make your money back or make the money that you put in back, and also for you to begin actually seeing real results or real changes in your life or in your business. So you go into this program with a better attitude, and you're also more likely to show up and do the work. So unless you are hiring someone like a mindset coach or a coach who includes mindset work in their program, you need to have done that work before you spend your money. You also need to know that the coach you hire is not a genie or a miracle worker. I think there is a big misconception and also a big mindset problem that when you pay for a coach, they are working for you, and that simply handing over your debit card is enough to begin seeing real results. But that's not how that works at all. When you hire a coach, they are working with you, meaning you need to be just as involved in the process or be just involved in your transformation as they are. So you need to show up for the calls, you need to do the work, you need to be willing to let down your guard and ask a lot of those vulnerable questions that you otherwise may be too afraid to ask. You need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and actually implement what your coach is trying to tell you to do. And if you're not willing to do all that, then you just end up wasting your money. And that's the last thing that I want for you as a coach. I don't want to take anyone's money who is not willing to show up and do the work. So again, that mental shift from expense to investment is absolutely necessary, and you also need to be willing to do the work. And not to keep going on like this big tangent that I feel like I'm about to go on, but if you're not willing to do the work, then you need to dig deeper and figure out why. So 9 times out of 10, it isn't because of lack of time, or it isn't because you don't think your idea is, big enough or grand enough. It's because you either don't really believe that your goals are achievable, so you need to get in a different mindset with how you're looking at your goals. And you need to ask yourself, is it just a fear of failure? Is that the reason why I'm not showing up? Is it because I am intimidated? I have a little bit of imposter syndrome because I'm seeing all of these other people in my industry who are doing something similar to me. So you need to get deep to the root of why you're not showing up for yourself and move past a lot of those mental barriers before you decide to invest in a coach or decide to invest in some type of like coaching program, because I don't want you to waste your money. I want you to go after your goals. I want you to get the resources and the, tools that you need to succeed, but I also don't want you to waste your money. So if that means doing the necessary mindset work first, be diligent about that and then make that investment. So that's it, you guys, for this week's episode. If you are an overworked or overwhelmed coach or service provider who is looking for guidance on how to launch their signature offer and also serve their clients with less stress and more intention, then I would absolutely love to be your coach inside of my group coaching program, the Purpose to Service Academy. So you can learn more about joining me and some incredible women by heading over to purposetoservice.co. All right, you guys, I will see you next week.